All right, still on page 395, problem 94. It's a sister to problem 93. I believe problem 93 showed up on the final last semester. They're both very similar. They're odd problems in some ways, strange problems. This says evaluate cosine 1 plus cosine 2 degrees plus cosine 3 degrees plus cosine 4 degrees dot 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 plus cosine 385 plus cosine 358 and plus cosine 359. So what the heck does this mean? We better draw a picture. This is the biggest circle I can draw, at least the biggest one I can draw using some sort of aid. And I'm just going to draw us one little axis here and make note of the fact that this is 0 degrees, aka 360 degrees, yeah, and this is 180 degrees. That is, if I open up a well, let me just stop there for a second, and let's see if we can understand what this is doing. Let me first draw cosine of 1 degree, and I'm going to exaggerate. I'm really going to draw maybe cosine of 5 degrees or something like that, but just so that you can see right here, I'm going to say that little guy right there is 1 degree, yeah? And then this little guy right here, this length along the x-axis from the center of the circle out to the is cosine 1 degree. Yeah? Well, if I look on the other side, this little guy is 181 degrees. That is, it's 1 degree plus 180 degrees. And when you look at it, you can see that by symmetry, cosine of 1 is really the same as cosine of 181, but this one has a minus sign in front of it, and this one has a positive sign. So cosine of 1 plus cosine of 181 is equal to 0. They cancel, right? So, I can take this cosine 1, look in here and find cosine 181, and I can just cancel the two because they add to 0. Likewise, cosine 2 degrees, okay, it's going to be a little guy like this, is the same length as cosine 182 in absolute value, but cosine of 182 is negative, cosine 2 is positive. They're going to add up, and we're going to cancel that. Cosine 3 is going to cancel with 183. If I go up to cosine 90, it's 0, so is cosine of 90 plus 180. They're both 0, but cosine 91 and 180, 271, this cosine is negative, this cosine is positive. So these things just continue to cancel. Let's get all the way over here to 359. There's 359. It's actually the same length as 1. And over here is 179. So 359 will cancel with 179, as this canceled with 181, as this canceled with 181, and this canceled with 182, this canceled with 183, and as I said, this guy canceled with 170. Am I right? 179? What am I thinking? That's 179. I believe so. So the question is, what's left? And the answer is, I got nobody to cancel with 180, right? We came around, here's 180, and 180 would cancel with cosine 0, but notice we weren't asked to add cosine 0. So if I look all the way through this, when I get to 180, I don't have a cousin to 180 that will cancel it. So 180 remains. This whole thing is then just cosine of 180 degrees, and that's equal to -1. Okay, so you've got a very similar problem to do with the sine in problem 93. Good luck.